Ma'am, please come forward to be sworn. You can turn and face me. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, have a seat. Upon having a seat, please state and spell your name for the record.
N-I-N-A-K-O-T-T.
You may inquire.
Thank you. Nina, do you know someone by the name of Michael Cook? How do you know that person? Is he in the courtroom today? Can you point him out and describe what he's wearing for us, please? All right, ask the record reflected ID of the defendant, please.
Record show so reflect without objection.
Thank you. Back on July 2nd of 2023, did something happen with your brother that caused you to come to court today? And where did that happen at 4256 Silverleaf Drive in Pittsfield Township? Is that in Washtenaw County, Michigan?
Yes.
And what happened that day?
My sons and I, we went to McDonald's to get food because we had been in my aunt's house for 3 hours, and so they were mad because we were there too long. Instead of going home, which I live in Redford, my mom's house is 10 minutes away from my aunt's house, so I told the kids we could go to McDonald's and eat over at grandma's house. I have to pass my mom's house to get to the McDonald's, so as I was passing her house, I called her to let her know that we were going to go to McDonald's and go to her house and eat. She said, okay. We probably got to her house within 10 or 12 minutes after that phone call. I went to her house. I have key to her house. She was always there to greet us, but she wasn't in the kitchen. I just thought maybe she was in the bathroom or something. I sat down to get the food out, burgers, fries, and I went to the counter to split the drink. They only had one drink, so I split the drink. I sat the drink down for the kids, and I went back to the counter to get my food. I opened the bag. I got ready to eat my burger, and as I was eating, getting ready to take a bite, I hear stomping down the stairs and my brother screaming, "Hey, come here, Nina, come here right now. Fucking come here right now." And so I turned and I'm like, and then he's commanding me to come to him, but he's rushing, coming to me. And by the time I'm bringing my burger down, he's right here in my face with a paper. The fucking baby is mine. The fucking baby is mine. My fucking baby's over, Nina. The baby is mine. And I'm like, whoa, get back up. What are you talking about? Say, I knew you were gonna do this. I knew you were gonna fucking care about the situation. I knew you were gonna fucking care. I'm like, what is going on? Michael, stop. Like, the kids are right here. They're screaming in my face. No, I just got back from Tennessee, and I was there. It was fucking hard. She left me. I fucking drove down to Tennessee, and she left me with her friends. I just got back at 4 o'clock this morning. And so in my mind, I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about here? But then he's back in my face. He's like, you never fucking care about me. Every time you come over here, you want me to look at stuff on my phone, or you want to show stuff on your phone, but you don't even look at anything that I gotta see, and you never care about me. And I'm like, stop, Michael, stop. And then he's back in my face. And then so I turn around, and he's still screaming and telling me that, I'm tired of you fucking disrespecting me. I'm tired of you disrespecting me. I'm like, I'm disrespecting you. You're the one commanding me to come to you. I'm not your slave. You don't own me. I said, if you want help with something, that's not how you ask for help. No, fuck it. You don't have to fucking care about me. I'm like, so now he's this close. He's touching nose to nose in my face. I'm like, you need to back up like that. So I did like that. And then my forehead touches his chin, hits his chin. And he does nothing. He just still is standing there and he's, huffing and puffing. I'm like, get back, Michael, get back. And then so my kids are in the background crying, stop, Shane, stop, please stop. Why is he always doing this? Why is he attacking us every time we come over?
Objection sustained.
So then my mom is intervening, telling Michael to stop. Michael.
Hold on. Without saying what other people said, your mom tried to intervene.
She tried to intervene.
All right. And then what happens next to you?
So he he does step back, and then that's when I walk over to the sink, and I'm at the sink, and I'm going like this, and I'm telling my mom to get him back. I'm like, Mom, get him away from me, get him away from me. And I can't see her, but I hear her telling him to.
Objection.
Sustained.
I,
Go ahead.
she's trying to intervene. She's trying to intervene. And then so I turn around and my hands are behind the sink and he's still screaming at me. And then he lunges towards my neck and he bends me over so far over the sink that my head is in the sink. I actually see the spring of the faucet. And at that point, I'm stuck because I'm like, and I can't feel any air. My airway is stopped. And he's just squeezing tighter and tighter. And I'm like, he's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me. So then I'm fighting him to get him off of me, and he's still squeezing. My feet are off the ground. I'm kicking the cabinets because I'm trying to, get some kind of control to get back on my feet because I'm bent over the sink. And then we finally lift up together. As he lifts me up, he's still got his hands around my throat. And my mom, I see her in the corner of my eye, trying to get him off me. Stop, Michael, stop. I can't do this.
Well, hold on, without saying what your mom said. You need a moment?
So he does let go. Finally lets go. But I'm still fighting him because I can't believe he did this to me in front of my kids. And I'm fighting him, and he's turning, but I'm still punching because I'm so I can't believe this. And he sits down at the table, he starts apologizing. I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. And I'm like, fuck you, why would you fucking do this to me? And then at some point my kids left. I don't know when they left, but they come up the stairs and my mom is trying to console my kids. He doesn't see them, he doesn't look at them. And he gets up and he leaves. He leaves the house. I don't know where he went. And that's when I was just screaming. I had so much emotion. I was just screaming, holding on to the island to try to calm down because I just wanted to keep fighting, but he was gone. He left.
Okay, objection. Right now we've gone past what the question was.
There was not a question, so I'll allow the response.
Thank you. So now, Nina, I'm going to ask you a couple clarifying questions because you used some gestures, okay? And gestures we can't type out.
Okay.
When you said he was in your face, how far? Inches?
Here.
Okay. Actually touching your face.
Spit flying on my face here.
All right. When you showed us and demonstrated some hands, whose hands were around your throat?
Michael.
Okay. And how hard was he squeezing?
With all his might.
How hard was he squeezing from your perspective?
I mean, it was like
I'll ask a different question. Did you have trouble breathing while he was squeezing your neck?
there was no breath coming in or out. It was stopped.
Now, you said that he was bending you over the sink. Was that forwards or backwards?
Backwards because I had turned around to face him.
So
he won. He was from here to here. There wasn't that much space.
So is it about three? Can you approximate that?
This,
Okay.
I'm here, he's here.
All right. Record.
Just,
Can the record reflect 2.5 to 3 feet, perhaps?
I don't know if it was that far, but about 2 feet, 1.5, 2 feet.
Thank you. How long was there between, now you did when this first started and he was in your face, you said that you did something like that and you came forward with your head. Okay. So you moved your head towards him. Is that a yes?
Is that a yes?
yes,
Okay. And your forehead came into contact with his body somewhere?
yes,
What part of his body?
his chin, right underneath here.
All right. Now, from that moment until he had his hands around your throat, can you approximate how long that was?
Maybe another 2 minutes. There was lots of pauses, of him screaming at me, screaming back at him, and then like a rest, and then back up again.
Okay. All right. And this all happened around 5 p.m. or so? 4:35 p.m. somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Cross-examination.
Thank you. It's not when your brother came downstairs, did he have something in his hand?
Yes,
What was it?
it's a piece of paper.
Piece of paper. And do the stairs lead directly into the kitchen, or is there a room separating the two?
The staircase comes down like this, and you have to walk through the living room to get to the kitchen.
Okay. And at the time, you were in the kitchen, is that correct? Your children were in the kitchen.
Yes.
Was your mother also in the kitchen?
No.
So when Michael comes into the kitchen, it's just the four of you, your two children, yourself, and him, right?
No, my mother followed Michael down the stairs,
I see.
so I could see her behind him. He was,
Was she running as well?
he was not running.
Okay. So when he comes into the kitchen, he goes immediately to where you are, is that correct? And you're seated at the table?
Not sitting, standing.
You're standing, all right? And you're standing close to the table?
I,
How far is that from the table? And what you're indicating is the distance.
2.5.
Okay, so 2.5 feet from the table. Your children are seated at the table at this time?
Right. And the table is a round table, and it's maybe 3 or 4 feet
From the island?
from where I was standing.
Okay, all right. And so when he comes down, he goes directly towards you, not towards the children, is that correct?
No, he has to pass them from it, like a feet line between the
Okay.
table. I,
Right. So he doesn't pause and interact with the children? He goes directly to you? Okay. He has a letter in his hand?
yes,
He's screaming at you to look at the letter, is that right? All right. And the incident you talk about where he's in your face, screaming, are you seated at the table or still standing?
I never sat, I was always standing.
You're still standing. All right. And so he's screaming at you to look at the letter, look at the letter. Is that right? He's screaming at you to read the letter, is that right? Okay. Now, at this point, have you told him, yes, I'll read the letter?
No.
Okay. Now, it's fair to say he's agitated, is that right? Okay. And what's the age difference between yourself and your brother?
4 years.
Okay, and who is the older?
I am.
So at the point where he's in your face and you headbutt him on the chin, does he say anything to you?
No.
Does he reference the headbutt at all? Okay. Do you reference the headbutt? Okay. Then you both are standing at this point, and after this, you both continue to interact back and forth. Is that right?
Right.
Is your mother in the room at this time?
Yeah.
Okay. Has she said anything at this point?
She did stuff.
Okay. All right. And so at some point, you turn around and head towards the sink. Is that right?
I walked past it.
Okay. Now, let's see if we can't get a good idea of the layout of this kitchen. So it's a kitchen dining room area. Is that a combination, or you consider it all a kitchen?
I mean, it's countertop, sink in the corner,
Okay.
countertop, and in the middle, and then a circle glass dining room table at the end of all that.
Okay.
Across from the
So if I'm standing with my back to the sink's behind me here, will the island be to my left in front of me?
It's in the corner to the left.
And the kitchen table, will it be further past that to the left?
If you're at the sink,
Uh-huh.
I'm in here, and you see the table.
Okay, and that will be to my left or front or to the right?
The island, if you're at the sink, the island is very subtle to the left,
Right,
and the round table is like a straight shot.
past that.
Past.
Okay, so both vaguely to the left then, with my back's to the sink.
No,
No?
no, the table is straight with the walkway of where the sink is exactly. I'm walking from the sink
Uh-huh.
between the island and the rest of the countertop. I would run into one of the chairs at the glass table.
But not the table itself, just the chair.
To a chair before you run into the table.
And that would be a chair that's facing or underneath the table.
Circle table, that chair.
Okay. And if the chair's not there, would I walk into the table?
Right.
Okay, all right. So when you are standing and he first comes into the kitchen, so it's the island is between the table and the sink, right?
Island. Or the counter is like a U shape, it goes all the way around.
Okay, all right.
Island is, I was standing between the island and the right side of the rest of the counter. Where I'm getting ready to eat my food, and then I turned around, walked past the kids. Because Elijah was on this side, and Shane was on this side. He walked past them and right to me.
Okay. Is your back to the table when you're getting ready to eat your food, or you're facing the table?
I'm standing like this,
Yes.
the table was here,
Okay,
and when I turn around, he walks like.
I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That helps. So, you're standing there the entire time. There's no point where you're seated, right? Okay. And at the point then you go to the sink. What do you go to the sink to do?
To try to diffuse the situation and not engage with people.
So you turn your back and then walk to the sink?
He was in front of me.
Mhm.
I just did like this. He did react, he stepped back, and he basically, there was room for me to walk past him
Okay,
and try to get away.
okay,
There was really nowhere for me to go. I was gonna leave my kids. I just went to the sink and had my back facing him, so
Right.
I couldn't engage anymore.
right. So you turn your back and went to the sink, your back to him. It's to him once you go to the sink, right?
That decision was,
Okay. Now, is he still saying things to you?
yes.
Are you saying things to him?
I'm telling my mom to get him away from me.
Okay.
I'm not talking.
So you're not talking to him. All right. So he still walks up to you where the sink is, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you turn around
I turn around
to face him.
to face him.
Okay. Now you said at some point you realize your children are no longer in the kitchen. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. But one of the things you said earlier is that after he has sat down and apologized, well, he does sit down, right? And he apologizes. Is that right? He says he's sorry. He's sorry. He's sorry. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. You said that you cannot believe that he did this in front of your children. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
At what point did you realize your children were no longer in the room?
When he sat down and he was apologizing, the kids had come up from the basement.
Okay.
My back was turned. That's where I lost sight of.
Okay. So you said they came up from the basement? How did you know that? How did you know they were coming from the
I
basement?
saw the door.
Okay.
There's a basement door
Okay.
that leads, that's
Okay.
right in front of the kitchen.
Okay.
Where the kitchen, where the door, where the table is, the door to the basement is right there. You can see it. I saw the door open and I saw the kids come up. They were still crying.
So how much time passed from the time you first hear him saying, Nina, look at this, to the time that you turn around and see the children coming back up from the basement? Can you estimate how much time has passed?
From the time he initially comes
down,
in with
right.
the paper,
Right,
and then from the time the kids come up from the basement, is that what you asked?
right.
3 to 4 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes. Okay. And again, you said that you could not believe that he did this in front of your children. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, at some point, someone calls the police. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
You called the police. Is Michael still at the house when you called the police? Okay. How long was he gone before you called the police?
30 minutes. That I was still distraught, screaming. Myself couldn't calm down. I couldn't talk. I couldn't. I was trying to talk, and my.
But you would say it was 30 minutes. 30 minutes had passed. Is that right? Did you see Michael when he left the house?
Did I see him leave?
Yes.
I did see him get up.
Did he say anything to you as he was leaving the house?
No.
Did he make any threats to come back and get you?
No.
Any threats?
Not at that time.
Any threats toward your children at that time? Any threats toward your children? Did he ever speak to your children or ever engage with them at all?
No.
Okay. Never made any threats to them as far as you know?
No.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any further questions for you.
Any redirect?
Mr. Brown asked if there was any threats made at the time this all happened. You said no, not at that time. Was there threats at a different time about this?
Yes. By the time officers and got to the house to question, me and what happened and what happened. My dad was to the right of me, past the stairs, because now we're in the front of the house. And my husband is there too. He got there too. And Dad was on the phone with Michael. And
Hold on.
All right.
First of all, how do you know your dad's on the phone with Michael?
because my husband goes over and puts the phone on speakerphone because he wants to hear what Michael is saying.
Okay. So are you able to identify Michael's voice?
Yes.
All right.
Screaming at the top of the lungs.
Only saying what Michael said. What did Michael say?
She better not come to the house again or something funny.
All right. Thank you.
Anything else?
All
All right. Ma'am, you may step down. Thank you.
No further witnesses.
Any witnesses for the defense?
No witness. The defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Move find over.
All right. Response.
We would leave that in court's discretion, Your Honor. We believe that this is an issue for the trier.
The court, after hearing the testimony, does believe that people have sustained their burden of showing by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and defendant committed the offense. Therefore, the court would bind the defendant over on count one. On the single count, I should say.
Defendant will acknowledge receiving information, waive its reading on the record. My client will stand mute at this time.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
October 5th at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Slay.
October 5th, 2023, 1:30. That's Slade Thursday.
That's not Thursday.
That's Slade Thursday. All right. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready on anything quick before the court takes a brief break? Were we ready on anything quickly before I take a break, or
No, because I'm not really sure.
Mr. Overwater?
Mr. Wright, he's in custody.
All right, I'll do that. On Mr. Wright.
Yeah, you might trust him. So he's a regional.
All right.
We actually passed him because I thought it was a dismissal and then the victim was present.
Got it. Got it.